Hello and welcome to the Budget Tea. Today I am going to be doing my July budget, so I'm going to bring you along and have you budget with me. I've done so many of these how to budget, budget 101, budget with me videos, and I never post them because they're just so long. So today, that's it. I'm posting this video. I don't care if I say a million times or make a ton of mistakes. We are just gonna go with it, and I'm gonna do minimal editing, and I'm gonna get it posted because I feel like it's really something that I need to do. I've been talking to several people about their budgets, and I just feel like this will be really helpful for them. So we just need a few things. One, gather all your bills, get all your stuff together. So I have a list of all my bills. So we're going to use this today. And then you need a calendar. So you could use a calendar like this. This is my Budget Tea calendar. You could use a calendar like this. You know, these are the old school, back in the day when we used to have puppies and kitties and stuff on them. Y'all remember? Anyway, so this is just a calendar that I keep in my wallet to help me with my work schedule and appointments and stuff. So you need a calendar. I always recommend a one-page calendar. This is a happy planner, as you see by the rings. So let's see. So in July, we do have a calendar, but it's really hard to look back at the calendar and flip pages and stuff. So I always just recommend a one-page calendar, and then I recommend your budget sheets, and then that way you can move your calendar with each with each payday. My phone is almost dead, so that's what I get for not charging it earlier. I've been reading, listening to audiobooks. So, all right, so we're gonna do we're gonna start budgeting for July. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my budget calendar. So we're gonna do that together. So I like the undated one. It's just easier since July has Independence Day in it. We'll just do it in red and blue. So we got July. And then we got so what have you been up to? Anything fun? Tell me in the comments something fun. Oh, I'm drinking some tea. Look at my cup. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. It says, "May your coffee be stronger than your daughter's attitude." I love it. Mint medley is what we're drinking tonight. It's kind of late. I think it's about like 9 p.m. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So let's see. We finish this. Oh, they have Christmas in July coming on Hallmark. If you know me, you know I'm excited about that. Let's see. $29, $30, and $31. Okay, now we will make June, since we have one day in June, 30th. Make that red, just so I'll put June right here. Okay. And then what you need to do is you need to really think about all the things you have going on in July. So July we have Independence Day, and we have so that'll be a holiday, and I'll take some money on my holiday budget just for cooking. I think I'm gonna do a taco bar for Independence Day dinner for my family. So invite the kids down and have some fun. So we'll do okay, we're gonna put this pin up because I don't like this one. It's fine point, and I use it for writing on my small calendar, but I don't like it for writing on this one, and I just picked it up by accident. So we'll go back to one of these. I like ballpoint pens, but some people do like the the gel pens like these, like the G2s and stuff. So but I like these, and I like the Budget Mom has awesome pens too. They write really, really dark and a little bit bold. So that one out, but we're gonna use this one for now. Okay, so I'm gonna open my calendar and see what I have in July. I know that I have an appointment with my realtor at 1 p.m. And I have allergy shots. At 11. So I have to put the allergy shots on here because I will have a copay. So that will be money that I'm going to need to spend. So it needs to be on here. If I'm going to spend money on anything, it needs to be on here. Let's see. I have a dermatology appointment. And it is, I will have a copay for that. We got Marshall's birthday. And then, what else do I have in July? I've got some, I gotta work on the 27th. And I thought I had something on Monday, but I'll have to look because I didn't write it down. So I have to look on my phone and see if I have something for Monday. But I don't have, I have one birthday. I have a couple of appointments. So I have a couple of copays. I have a holiday, and working won't cost me any money, but that's something I definitely need to remember. And usually we will buy the team some pizza, or we'll go out to lunch or something. So I'll need just a little bit extra money for that. I should have two lunch dates with my friends, with my girlfriends. So I'll figure out those days and get them on here. And it's really important that you do that just for planning purposes for your budget, for your eating out budget or whatever. And then, let's see, I need to put on here my paydays. Let's see. So we're going to get paid. Oh, I think I'm going to get paid here, here, and here for work. So I do have a couple of income streams. So with my retirement income, and then my part-time job income. So, all right. So that is my budget calendar. It is pretty much done. So now I use the Happy Planner because of this. I can pull these pages in and out and put them right back in, no problem. You can use a 3-ring binder. I was helping one of my girlfriends, and we went shopping, and I showed her some Brad folders. You know, those little plastic folders that you have when your kid has for school, with the little Brads that stick up. You can use a Brad folder. You can use a 3-ring binder. You can use a Happy Planner. But with the Happy Planner, this is the big size to fit a full sheet of paper. I used to use the classic, but I would have to trim and shrink, and it was just too much. So it's a Happy Planner big, and I also have a Happy Planner hole punch. I can show you right here to make the actual holes. Right, so it does use a specific hole punch for this, and it is a little bit pricey, but sometimes you can get them at Michael's or Joann, and if you have a coupon, then sometimes you can get them there. So let's see, what else? Let's go ahead and get started on my regular bills. So my housing bill is not just my rent, it's my internet, and a whole bunch of things all blended together. And it's not, it's all together. So I don't have separate bills. It all just kind of comes as one bill together. So a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that's really a big bill for housing, but it's just what it is. So we're going to put rent. Let's pull this off. We're going to do rent. And then it's due on the 1st. And the planned amount is $1,650. However, I also work as a pool monitor, and I lock up our pools, so I get $200 a month off of the rent and housing and stuff like that. So it's going to be $1,450. Then we have insurance, car insurance. And that's due on the 2nd. And that just went up, so I need to call them and look at paying like 6 months at a time or something, so I get a little bit of a discount. I have some medical, this for my physical therapy, co-pays, and then the phones. So I have a lot of phones, a lot. They're not mine, but only have one, but for my family, my girls, and I just love them. I still pay their phone bill. So, and we got watches, just too much. So yeah, it's high. My electric, of course, is going to vary, but it is hot. So I'm going to go ahead and put $200 down for that. And then water and sewer, I think I did 75 for that one. This is due on the 15th. And then I have my investments. Although that is actually savings, I put it here because it just comes out automatically. I work with Roker and it just goes. So it also comes out on the 15th and it is 500. And then my music and my storage. And that is 11 and 3, and I think it's the 28th. Okay, so these are my monthly fixed expenses. These are what's due every month. Now you'll notice there's no car payment or credit cards or anything like that on here because I am debt free. So, but I'm only debt free because I budget. So this is going to be for July 2024. The pay date will be I looked earlier. So I'm going to use this to budget my retirement. So we'll just put this on the 1st. And then I'll use another sheet to budget my work check, because this will pay my retirement. Okay, now I do have a couple of credit cards, but they're paid off. So a lot of times I'll write them on here just because I want to make sure that I double check and made sure they're paid off and I didn't miss like a charge, and I check all the time, but just to make sure. So I put them on here just so I can go through and check. So we got my American Express, we got one of my visas, and then we got my other visa. Okay, so I put them on here. I also have Macy's actually. And so those are the only credit cards that I have right now. And well, the only ones I use. I have one more, but I don't ever use it. It's put away. So I use my American Express for gas. So what I'll do is I'll budget about $200 a month for gas. I don't usually use that much, but since my kids live about an hour and a half away, and my sister, so I burn up the highway sometimes, and then I'll use, quite a bit of gas. So I usually budget about $200 for gas, and then I use my American Express and pay it off every month. I also, if I have a big purchase, I'll make it on my American Express to get the miles and the points, and then I will pay it off straight out of my account. But as long as I put it on there. So, but I'm debt free, so I have no balances on here. Okay, so these are my normal monthly fixed expenses. Okay, next we're going to move on to variable expenses. Now, variable expenses are the expenses that are going to change a little bit every month. So it's going to depend. It's going to depend on my budget calendar, right? What I got going on. What's over here. If I had 6 birthdays or graduation. Oh, graduation is always a good one, right? So graduations always, I usually give cash for graduation. So, I always have to budget that money to give away, or, take it out of my gifts account. So, there's that. So variable expenses, though, are expenses that kind of switch around every month. So things like groceries. Okay, and then we have eating out, which is my biggest. I have to get it back under control. So that's why I use cash. So I'm gonna pay all this online, and then all this I'll pay with cash. So groceries, eating out. Oh. Then we got self-care. So self-care is stuff like get my eyebrows done, get my nails done, or a pedicure, or I want to buy some makeup or perfume or something like that. So that's self-care. Then I have miscellaneous. I have fun. Then I put gas on here, and then I remind myself it's cashless, so I don't take the money out of the bank, because I'm going to just use that to pay this American Express. So for groceries, so usually my variable expense, for my variable expenses, I try to keep it under $1,000. Now, if I had a trip planned, if I had something major going on, I had company coming from out of town or something like that, and then I would put that in a special category, and I'll just put special event or whatever it is, and then I use this envelope. This is a Budget Mom envelope, so I use this envelope right now for my special stuff. But I'm switching wallets, so I just stuck everything in this one since it was empty. So how you come up with these amounts and how much you have to spend, of course, is first you got to see how much money you have. So if you're struggling and you're on a really tight budget, then you'll do all this, see how much you have left, and then you can go accordingly. Now, but you can't just make up numbers, right? You just can't say, oh, I'd like to spend $80 a month on groceries, because you are not going to eat. So what I recommend that you do is go back, get a piece of paper, go back on your bank app, and then just go back 3 months and write down March, April, May, or April, May, June. So don't use like December, because that's Christmas, and people overspend usually in Christmas. But so go back 3 months and write down all of the things that you spent money on. So some of the hard ones are like PayPal, Amazon, stuff like that. If you don't, because it's your bank's just gonna say Amazon or PayPal. So if you can remember what it was for, then it's good to write it down so you can have a category, right? So for me, it'd be like all the Food Lion, Walmart, Aldi, Harris Teeter, Publix, all that would be groceries. And then I'd also have to, if there's a Sam's or a Costco, or there's a BJ's or something like that, that probably is groceries too. Then all the eating out places, right? Those are usually easy to find. And then self-care, so that would be your nails and or whatever your categories that you need are. So I didn't have a fun category when I had debt, but fun is like if I go to the movies, or I want to go get some ice cream, or take the girls somewhere. That would be fun. Miscellaneous usually is miscellaneous is stuff I didn't plan for. So we're at work, somebody is having a baby, so we're all donating, or they're selling t-shirts or whatever. So miscellaneous is just stuff that I didn't plan for and I need a little bit of money for. So normally I try to keep my max for variable expenses under $1,000. I don't always do that, because again, if I had a trip or something crazy, then I got stuff going on. But you have to make sure that you do what you can afford, and make sure that it's reasonable by going back 3 months and kind of averaging out your spending. And by doing that, you can get an idea. So if you spent $800 on groceries on average, don't come over here and write $300 or $500, because it's unreasonable, right? That's not what you're used to doing. Now, you may say $750, and then try to save. And if you have some money left over, just put it for the next month. But don't do yourself a disservice by not being honest with yourself, because this right here is what will get you in trouble. The things that vary every month. So you can lie to your teachers, you can lie to your boss, you can lie to your mama, but you can't lie to yourself. And please don't lie to your mama. It's not that serious, right? Just be honest. So be honest with yourself on these categories. And once you do this, you need to track. So you might say, Tanya, I don't want to carry cash around. A lot of people get all weirded out about carrying cash, right? So I'm not saying you have to carry $1,000 around. Nobody's recommending that. But so if I'm going to the grocery store, right, I might grab my grocery envelope, stick it in my purse, and it for the week, because I go once a week, it might have a max of $100 in there. Now, maybe 150 if I'm really planning something. But I don't just carry it around every day if I'm not going to the grocery store. Eating out, I usually probably keep about, I don't know, 50 to 75 maybe. Self-care, it just depends. So I don't usually carry that one around because I don't do self-care that often. So, you know, eyebrows maybe every other month, waxing, whatever. So I just take it when I need it. And then miscellaneous, it might be $50 in there, 25, 50, fun, same, 25 or 50. So I try to keep this under $1,000. So I'm gonna do this with my calculator because I don't really have a ton of stuff over here that I need to worry about. So for my couple of copays, my allergy shots and my dermatology, we'll do, I'll probably need an extra $50 for those, but I'm gonna cash flow that with my buffer, and I'll have a little bit of money left over from this and this, and I'll put it over here as a buffer, right here, buffer. So I'll cash flow this out of my buffer. And then, so my goal is gonna be $1,000 or less this month. So since I usually cook for about 3 people most of the time, and we do have a holiday, I'm gonna do $450. I'm gonna do $150 for this first week, and then $100 for these weeks to here. So I need to meal plan to do that. I'm gonna have to be on it, and I'm gonna have to meal plan. But if I do groceries, if I have $1,000 and I do $450, that gives me $550 left. So we're gonna do $450. And then for eating out is, I know I have at least two times I'm gonna eat out, and then, you know, let's just be realistic, and so I'm gonna say 200. Self-care, I'm gonna do 100. Miscellaneous, I'm gonna do, so let's see, that's 450 minus, I'm gonna minus 200, we're gonna minus 100, so that leaves me 250 left. We'll do 100 for miscellaneous, and we'll do 50 for fun. Okay, and then I will just have an extra 50. So I'm only gonna do 950. That's my goal, 950. Let me just double check and make sure I'm right. So 450 plus 200 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50. Oh, I didn't do something right. 200 plus. Oh, I did. Okay, so 900 because I only did 50 instead of 100 here. Okay, now I understand. So that gives me 900. So I have $100 hopefully left. So we'll just put my planned is going to be 900, and then that extra $100 I'll save for something else. Now the gas is cashless, so I'm going to plan in my budget 200, but I'm not going to take this out of my account. Okay, so I'll take 900 out, and then we'll do 100 for gas this month because I don't think I'll be going anywhere, and that is my full 1,000. And then I don't want that. So ink, I always need these. Okay, I love these Staples ones. They work really good, and so do the Skillcraft ones. They have those at work. I really like those. Okay, so that is for my variable spending. Okay, that is my planned variable spending, and it's going to be cash, so I can't go over. If I have to go over, it comes out of my buffer, and I'm eating up money that I could be saving. Okay, so I don't have any debt, so I'm debt free. So we're gonna go ahead and not worry about that one. Now, if you had debt after your basics, you need to start working on that debt. Okay, definitely need to work on getting your debt down, and so I can do a different video about debt. But sinking funds. Okay, now I'm not going to use any sinking funds out of this check because this pretty much doesn't leave me a whole lot. Okay, so out of this is my retirement. So once I pay all my bills, I do have some money left over, but it doesn't leave me a ton. So maybe 1,000. Let's just add them up. Okay, this is 28.21. So 38.21. So that's pretty much leaving me with about $600-700. So I'll put a little bit into my savings, and I'll keep about a maybe $300-400 buffer in my account, just so I have money in there, and then everything else will go. I'll transfer over to savings to a sinking fund. Okay. Now, I won't do any sinking funds out of this check, but I will do sinking funds out of this check, which will be my next check. Sinking funds out of this check. This will be my work check. Okay, and then what I'll do is here it says paycheck. And so here, this is like if you get paid twice a month, this would be one of two. But this is something because I have a couple of income streams, and I get paid 3 times next month. This will be paycheck 1 of 4 because I get this check and then I get 3 work checks. So, okay. So this will be paycheck 2 of 4, and then I'll put on here retirement. And here I'll put work. That's your one. And then my pay date, I think, is the 3rd. Okay. So all I'll do on this, I won't have any bills to pay because all my bills were paid with my first check. So I don't have any bills to pay with this check because I've paid all of my bills over here. Now, you may not be able to pay all of your bills with one check. You may have to split them up, and that's fine, right? This is just how my budget is right now, and by sharing my budget is the easiest way that I can show you. So you could split these bills up, and you could just put these bills right here, the 1st through the 8th, on there, and then you could do half of this, the variables, and then when you get paid again, you could do your other half of variables and the other half of your bills here, right? But right now, because I'm able to pay all of those bills with that check, Now I'm just going to have to worry about what I'm going to do with my second check. And since I've paid all my bills, I have some savings goals and some sinking funds that I need to fund. So my sinking funds, I have a whole list of them. So let me actually pull out another month, say June. Or May. Let's see. I'll use this one. So the first one anybody should have, right, would be emergency fund. Right, because everybody needs an emergency fund. So start with $500. If you don't have anything, start with $500 goal, then $1,000 goal, then a $3,000 goal, then a $5,000 goal, and then once you get $5,000, work on slowly working it up to 3 to 6 months of your bare bones expenses, right? So all of this, 3 to 6 months of just this, and then that's your emergency fund. If you want to have more, great. If you have a home, emergency fund is for things like your water heater goes out, your AC unit goes out, stuff like that, big stuff, right? So that's what the emergency fund is for. Next we have my dream home. So my emergency fund is funded already, so I don't have to worry about any of that, but everybody should have that. I recommend that for everyone. My next one is my dream home. And then my next one is annual expenses. Okay. So annual expenses are things like Amazon Prime, things that come once a year, only once a year. Car registration, especially depending on where you live. Some places when I lived in Texas was only like $30-$40, no problem, $60, whatever. Living where you pay property tax on your vehicle, it's terrible. So I think mine is like over $300. So my car registration, my Sirius XM radio, my life insurance, the things that only get paid, my Microsoft Office subscription gets paid once a year. So those kinds of things are annual expenses, and so I have a budget for that so I don't get surprised by anything. So next we have transportation, and this one is also very important, because if you need 4 tires on your car, it's going to cost you between, depending on what kind of car you got, between $600 and $1,500 for tires for a car, and up, right? So depending on what kind of car you have, the older your car, the more I recommend for your transportation sinking fund. So I use this for tires. I use this for car services. So my car gets serviced every 5,000 miles. It's just what it is. I take it in, get it fully serviced, and then if there's something that the warranty covers, then great. The warranty will cover it and I don't have to worry about it. But if there's just regular stuff, oil changes, I need a cabin filter, whatever, I pull that out of my transportation fund. But I really recommend you have at least enough for a full set of tires, and think your automobile insurance deductible, right? You need to have enough in here to cover that as well. So maybe $1,500 if you can get that in here. I try to keep mine around $3,000 because I do get my car serviced regularly, but do what you can afford. Next, I have a tithes. I have a holidays. I have a one for my girls. And I have my vacation. So the reason I was flipping back is because I used to have a few more, but I've consolidated those. So like I had professional for like my license and continuing education and stuff like that at work. I also had clothing allowance and budget. So I went ahead and just kind of took those out. I can either cash flow those, or I have a kind of loose savings account that I put, you know, extra money in if I have money left over at the end of the month. It's not a true savings account. I usually keep a couple $100s in there, and so I can get that out of that account if I need. So what I'll do is I'll take my check, and so say my check, we're gonna use pencil because I don't, you know, this is what we're gonna use. So say a lot of people should have a Christmas on here. Now I do Christmas really different. So if you are trying to figure out what your sinking funds are, Christmas probably should be on here. I do use my $5 savings challenge to fund my Christmas and my glasses. So I don't put that on here. So if you say for vacation, say you're going to Disney. Oh, let's see, I think I have a Disney thing over here. Say you want to go to Disney. You're going to take your family and you're going to go to Disney. This sheet is from the budget mom. Okay. So you're going to go to Disney and it's going to cost you $5,000, say, right? So you'll make your goal $5,000. Okay. There's 100 of these. So each one of these little Mickey heads are $50. And when you complete one, you're going to color it in, right? So it'll be fun. You can have the kids help or whatever. Okay. So we're going to Disney. We need $5,000. So we're going to Disney in say, let's say we're going in a year and a half, right? Because nobody wants to go in July to Disney, right? Because it is hot. So so let's say we got 18 months. So we need $5,000, right? And we got 18 months to save it. So we need to save $277 a month, right? So what I would do is if I knew I had something coming up, I would do $277 every month until I reach my goal. And then I would fill it out on this sheet, right? $277, we get to color in, we'd at least get to color in 3 of them, right? 50, 1, 2, yeah, we get to 5 of them. We get to color in 5, and we have a little bit left over. So that's what we are doing if we had vacation, or say it's your anniversary, or say it's your child's birthday and you want to give them a big birthday party, right? So figure out how much your budget is and then divide it by the time you have in months, and then that's how much you need to save every month. Well, my sinking funds are I kind of do them like priority, right? So my kids are funded. So we get rid of this. So I have a little bit that I keep in there in case my kids need something, right? So that's funded. So tithes is 10% always, and I pull that from each account. So on here, once I figure out how much my check is, then I'll put my pay yourself on my tithes. So my tithes will go here, and then retirement pay. Okay. So retirement pay goes here, 10% goes here, comes out, gone. And then my next check, it's gone. Now, if I didn't have enough over here, I'll just add these together and take it out of this one because I don't have any bills. So I just add how much it is and add how much this check is and then do 2. But that's neither here nor there. So with tithes. Holidays is everything except Christmas. So that's birthdays, that's graduations, that's whatever. Holidays, I try to just keep, you know, a couple $100 in there. Enough to have, so like Thanksgiving dinner. I don't want to take Thanksgiving dinner out of my grocery budget because I will be broke. We won't be eating nothing but Thanksgiving dinner, right? Because, you know, I try to go all out. So that's what holidays is. But their Christmas presents do not come out of there. And I have for years, I've only had a $500 Christmas budget, so it is what it is. Transportation, I like to keep 3,000 in there, and that one's getting a little low. So I'm not sure how much my check is, but we will go ahead and we'll do this one. So we'll just guess it's 18. I'll do it in pencil. So, and then we got 180 coming out. Okay, so that already only leaves me 1620. Okay, now, so what I would do is I would say, for sure, I want $1,000 to go to my dream home, because right now that is my #1 priority, and I'm just throwing money in there, right, as much as I can. Now, so that leaves me 620 left. So we got 620. And then for annual expenses, let's do 100. Okay, we got 520, so we can do 300. I just got a car service, so I need to build that one back up. How much did I have? 1620. And I got 220. So for vacation and holidays. So for vacation, I'm going to put 100. And the tithes is already done because I did it over there in the other column underneath this calculator. And for the holidays, I have 120. And that should be all of my money. Yep. So that is 1620. I don't have anything left. So, and on for notes, I'd put #1 priority. And then recent car service. So I know I have several months to kind of get that built back up. So that's how I would do my check. And actually I'm going to leave it because it's probably not too far off on exactly what I'm going to do. It is in pencil, so I can just kind of make the final tweaks around it, and I'll just put them in the actual column. But that's how I do my sinking funds. Okay, now say I don't have much in savings, or I want to put additional money on debt. Then I can say, okay, I'm going to put however much it is, so I would say if you don't have an emergency fund, do 50% of the money you have left from here, 50% on emergency fund, and 50% on debt. Or you could do 70-30 or 70-30, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you can afford, right? So if you have a pretty new car and you're not worried too much about any kind of emergency, as long as you have enough to cover your deductible and a little bit just in case you need something, then you can put the rest in your emergency. Then you could throw the rest to debt once you get that emergency fund with a little bit of money in there. Okay, so this is how to do your basic budget. Now, this is only the beginning, right? So the budget has 3 things. So we got tasks. So these are the tasks, okay? So we've done these. Then the next thing we're going to have is evaluation. So once we pay all these bills and we've written and we've done all this stuff, we're going to have the evaluation part, which we will literally write down everything we spend, okay? And then we'll evaluate, okay, how much did I spend on groceries? So say, yeah, I know that I have $4.50 to spend, but did I swipe my card at all because I went over budget? So, or I can say, hey, this month, 20% of my income went to my sinking funds. and because that's savings, right? So this is all money that I'm saving. Now eventually I'll probably have to spend some of it, but that's the whole plan, is to have it so you don't get caught kind of with your pants down, right? And say, oh my gosh, I forgot my car registration is due. Where am I going to get this $300 from? Because I just paid all my bills and got pretty close to, down to zero once I paid all my bills. So that's the whole goal, is to get your whole number, right, down to zero. Because right here, you see, I don't have any money left. So I'm not just going to go willy-nilly spending because I got paid. So paydays for me are not celebration days, because I'm very happy I got paid, but it's already got a job. All of that money has a job. So this is the first part of the budgeting, the tasks, then we'll do the evaluation, and then we'll do the assessment. But those are two, well, probably do those two together. So that's a whole nother video, and I might just use my June tracking for that. And maybe I'll do that, and I'll do a budget closeout with you. So this is the basics, okay? It sounds like a lot. It is a lot when you first start doing it, right? It takes, a few minutes to get all this stuff written down. Now, it doesn't take that long. It took me a long time because I'm talking and my allergies are crazy, so I have to keep stopping. But do your budget calendar, do your bills, do your variables. Then, when you're done with all that, do debt and sinking funds, okay? And it might all be in one check. If you only get paid on the first, if you're a teacher or something, you only get paid once a month, everything will only be on one page. Super duper easy. But don't leave yourself with no buffer. So when you need gas at the end of the month and you've put all this money somewhere else, you're scrounging to transfer money to get gas, right? We don't want that. So have a little buffer. When I first started budgeting, I think my buffer was $10. Right? That's all I could afford, was $10 in my buffer. I think my literal grocery budget was $18 a week. So it was way back in the day, and it was rough, and Tyler was in diapers, so long time ago. But $100 buffer would be fine. $50, whatever you got. Just a little bit of extra money. Just hold it in your account just in case something weird comes up that you didn't plan for. And you don't have to pull it out of your emergency, okay? There we go. Hope this helped. We'll do some more. If you have questions, put them down below, and I will get to them just as soon as I can. And thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.